हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज योर बॉलीवुड स्पाई यानी कि आरजे दिव्य सोलगामा और इस वक्त मेरे साथ मौजूद है हम सबके चहेते मेगा प्रिंस वरुण तेज।
हाय।
सबसे पहले तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस। ट्रेलर के पहले जो टीजर देखा बहुत ही कमाल का, ऐसा लगा कोई इंटरनेशनल फिल्म देख रहे हो, साथ में जो इमोशंस है प्लस द सॉन्ग व्हिच केम आउट। लेकिन आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि फीडबैक्स एंड रिएक्शंस कैसे आ रहे
Mean definitely been very positive. Pehli, first we did the song,
हैं? या
the Vande Mataram song, which obviously Suki ji sang. Um, it went viral, and
यस।
the thing is, more than songs, they are very much weaved into the emotion of the film, which resonate with what the film is about. And I think that song has been done amazing, super, very good justice to what the film is actually about. It's about pride. It's about obviously national integration. It's about the heroics that our defenses have done, our air force has done, and we are very happy with the response so far. And we're looking forward to seeing how it's gonna unfold
ऑफ
as we
कोर्स।
go towards the release.
What we saw in teaser, the main thing was also the special effects. There were a couple of
Right,
scenes which were very good, like
right,
especially that entire circling one
right.
thing and everyone. That's why I said it reminded us of some watching an international film.
Right.
How tough were those stuffs?
See, definitely, there's we have a very good VFX team to pull that off. More than that, I think for a film director to have good grip about and how VFX work, it's important to have a director who knows that also, so he can extract the right amount of work or right shots for the matter. And I think our director was a VFX supervisor. He had his own studio, so I think he's able to extract the right work because VFX, no, you can spend a lot of time on it.
Hmm.
It's not like you give 3 months, 3 months mein aa jayega. It's not like that, but you can spend more time and refine it further, and make it look as real as possible. But somewhere, obviously, because of our budgets, to a certain level, we had to draw a line. But I think we pulled off something very realistic. That was our intention also from the beginning, to make a very realistic film about the Indian Air Force.
तो जब एरियल कॉम्बैट की
Mhm.
बात करते हैं तो अक्सर ये एक आम तौर की बात होती है कि एक कंपैरिजन या तो एक रिमेम्बरेंस आ
Right,
जाता है, जैसे भी हम कोई भी फिल्म देखते हैं। लाइक हॉलीवुड में टॉप गन हो जाती है,
right.
एज ऑफ टुमारो हो जाती है, हाल ही में रिलीज फाइटर हो जाती है। तो ये इस तरह का जब होता है तो कहीं एज एन एक्टर एक थोड़ा सा एक झिझक या एक हेजिटेशन आता है कि अरे यार।
I think it gives me confidence, I feel, rather than giving you a jitter. When you see other actors and directors pulling and doing films like this, it gives you more confidence that you're also on the right track. It's not just you, people are thinking that they
नाइस।
want to offer something different, they want to up their game, show some real stories of our heroes. I think it's a very welcoming change that people are trying to make an effort and trying out different genres, even though it is technically so challenging
यस।
to pull this film out. But I think, as I told you, maza to sirf when you have challenges, you'll have that maza, right? So I think we took that road, and we are very happy because they've been received so well. Obviously, irrespective of how much VFX you do, how big you mount it, how much budget you put in the film, the emotion has to be 100% on point. When the emotion works out, everything else works. And I think we are very confident that the core emotion which we wanted to convey through the film, I think we got that bang on.
तो आपने देखी फाइटर?
Fighter, no, because yeah, because of the busy schedule of this publicity and all of that, I was
हम्म।
busy. And but I want to see the film because I've heard good things about it from my friends who watched it, and I want to see because I like Hrithik. He's an amazing actor. I would want to watch that film. I will watch it soon. It's still in the theaters.
या ऑफ
Yeah.
कोर्स। जो मैंने आपके बारे में कुछ पढ़ा है ये है कि आप बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग है
Mm.
एंड रिसर्च काफ़ी करते हैं।
Right.
तो जब इस तरह की फ़िल्म होती है तो एक एक दिन ऐसा होता है जो हर बार हर फ़िल्म के साथ एक टफ डे होता है,
Right.
व्हिच देन इट बिकम्स स्टोरीज़, ऑलवेज़ द
Right.
टफनेस
The
बिकम्स
break-in,
द
right?
बेस्ट स्टोरीज़ एंड देन यू कैन सी इसमें क्या था? कौन-सा दिन था? कि
Luckily, so that breakthrough will happen after you start shooting at some given scene.
ओके।
But what I believe is, as an actor, you have, अगर एक film shooting का कर रहे हैं हम लोग, so we have 50 days or 60 days or 70 days to shoot the film. We cannot afford to take 20 days to get into the character because that 20 days which you shot is already there. It's
जी।
already like recorded and it is going to play forever. So I think from day one, you have to break into that character. And for that, there is a lot of homework to be done, lot of effort to put in. The thing is, I personally feel for me to break into a character, Uh, I think for me, primarily, it is very important that the script is in my head completely, so that I don't have to struggle to understand. Okay, I have to behave like this at certain given point. So if I know the story very well, or it's fed completely in my head, when the scene comes, when I'm doing the scene on set, I automatically know how I want to behave for this. It's already coming from inside. It's not coming from my head. It's coming from here. So I think that will bring more originality to what you play. Not one particular scene, but
Okay.
uh, best thing that happened before starting, my first shoot happened. Day one happened in Gwalior Air Base.
Okay.
So when you're shooting, so till then, when you get the overhauls, the Air Force uniform, when you wear that, okay, thoda confidence higher, like we're looking the
Looking
part.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, and get the beard off, get the mush right, get the look right. And then when I went to the air base, and when we started shooting, that environment really kicked us straight into the feel of the film. So we never, that was the breakthrough. As
Wow.
soon we entered the car into the airbase, we said we're in the character, we're in the zone.
I can imagine. I'm getting goosebumps with that. Yeah.
It was a phenomenal experience working and shooting in the airbase, because this doesn't happen every day. Like we hear about IF, we hear about the Air Force, about their stories and the heroics, but we only read them on paper, see a few clippings on TV and all of that. But to witness it in real life, when we went there, every day they were doing training sorties. We were seeing Rafales, Sukhois, Mirages, Tejas, all these taking off, landing. It was such an eye feast for us. And the thing is, to cut when it's VFX, no, when it's a green screen, we have to imagine and enact. But when you're shooting in real locations, it kind of makes your job so much more easy.
Wow.
And when we're shooting, so they have this habit. Every fighter jet, they have to turn the engines on every now and then, and they have to rev the engine for about 20-25 minutes. The sound of those engines are very loud. So shooting mein sab log, they were putting headphones, and when they start revving, we can't even shoot, because even if you're sitting this close, you can't hear what I'm saying. But me, as that character I was in, that sound of the engine was like music for me. I was like, I took the headphone. I said, no, I don't need headphones. I was just closing my eyes and like enjoying that sound. I mean, if you don't enjoy that, you can't. I think
Of
I
course.
some of when I was sitting wearing those shoes of an Air Force pilot, uh, I felt that I was in the right zone with things that were happening around me at the airbase.
Wow. You know, Varun, people out here, they love your films, which have been dubbed and
Right.
on YouTube and
Yes.
on television, especially those two films, one with Pooja Hegde, which was your
Yeah.
one of the first earliest
Yeah.
one, and then Sai Pallavi. Those
Yes.
are like the
Fida.
biggest one. How do you look to that? कैसे देखते हैं आप?
I mean, it's very nice. That was never intended that people will watch,
जी.
but it happens so organic, and I think that love is we're so uh, overwhelmed by the appreciation that you get, especially from people who you don't expect it. Because you're releasing the film in Telugu, your audience are watching it. The movie's there, and it's up to them if they want to buy a ticket and watch it. If it's good, they go watch it. But when a larger section of audience watch through mediums like YouTube or the satellite,
जी.
the dubbing movies, it's always a welcoming thing. It is so nice that what it's like a bonus, right?
Of
As an
course.
actor, film is done well there, and again, if people are watching and rewatching and making these success, I think it's nice. But the thing is, just because they're watching your OTT content, it doesn't reflect that they'll come to the theaters again. So, but for this movie, the reason why we went to Hindi is we thought this point is very universal and it will resonate with everyone,
True.
because it's about national integrity, it is about our heroics, it's about our armed forces. हमारा rooted story hai,
जी.
and it is obviously based on true events that happened in 2019. So we thought this is the right film that tomorrow. Now we want them to experience it on large format. I think that's the reason we picked this also.
तो आपने बचपन में शुरुआत की थी आपके अंकल के साथ, चिरंजीवी सर के साथ.
Yeah.
वो एक कैसा था? How was
So
that experience?
that was actually a really. Actually, after coming to Bombay is when I've been asked questions about that movie. I in fact forgot about it. That day I just bunked school and went. मेरे पापा कुछ मूवी कर रहे थे. He was acting, and Chiranjeevi sir was doing a cameo in that film. So when I went, I just went to see my dad and my uncle on screen working together. Then there was a small part where they wanted a kid. to just walk in and just take a chocolate or something and move out. So they said, Varun, why don't you try to do it? I was excited. I said, kid, okay. I said, I bunked school and went. So I just did that and came out. But that back then I didn't want to. I didn't want to become an actor. I wasn't sure of what I wanted to be because I was like 10 years old or something. But later with time so that was a fun experience.
बट जब फिल्म रिलीज हुई होगी तब तो स्कूल में यू मस्ट बी
But
द
no, no.
मोस्ट पॉपुलर वन.
Luckily, I think that I didn't get a lot of recognition because it was just a blink,
अच्छा.
small, very small cameo, and I didn't even dub. Some girl dubbed for me because I was like a young kid. The voice was very squeaky. But later, when I started, when I debuted, that as time progressed, is when I realized this is my calling, that I wanted to become an actor. And I was trying to prep myself, obviously, by taking acting classes, getting physically right, uh, watching a lot of films, taking inspiration from a lot of great actors, from certain people from my family. I think it's a journey. You don't become actor like overnight, or there's no blueprint.
जी.
Like ye karo, ye hoga.
True.
It's like you need to discover it by yourself. And I think I'm in that stage where I'm still uh, discovering and exploring this craft.
तो आपके फैमिली मेंबर्स सब एक से बढ़कर एक है वहाँ पे, तो उनसे डिस्कशन होती है जब फिल्म आती है, वो एडवाइस देते हैं, स्पेशली राम और इवन
Right.
अल्लू, यू नो,
Yes.
बिकॉज ऑफ द सेम एज फैक्टर एंड एवरीथिंग.
No, I do. I mean, I take suggestions from them. Obviously, they would have probably taken suggestions from our elder people in our
जी.
family. But I do knock on Banyana's or Charnana's door if I really want advice about certain things. Usually, see, the thing is, the way we grew up is, uh, even though you have these privileges around you, we always believe that we need to struggle and go through our phase by ourselves. That is when you will figure it out better rather than someone telling you ye karo, because
ओके.
something that is applicable, that works for my Anna, it's not necessary it works for me. You're an individual and your space in the industry is completely different. So certain things don't work, but there'll be certain situations where शायद release date अच्छे release date का कब करना, or maybe if the trailer cut I've made is nice, then I'll send it to them. I'll ask them, how do you feel about it? Then they'll tell me, okay, here, this small changes, and we work on that. Our engagement of conversation between about films sticks to this, but to generally talk about cinema, we talk about it. There's a massive successful film. We do discuss about what is good in that film, how the act was. Uh, Basic discussions do happen. They do happen.
बट वही डिफरेंस दिखता है कि आप सब भले एक फैमिली से है लेकिन सब डिफरेंट डिफरेंट अपने अपने वही में
Right.
है. एंड अल्लू की अगर बात करें तो पुष्पा 2 इस
Right.
साल की सबसे बिगेस्ट अवेटेड
Yeah, we're
फिल्म
all
के
waiting
लिए
for that film.
क्या
Yes.
क्या कैसी लगी थी आपको और कितने एक्साइटेड है आप?
See, first of all, Banyan is truly a phenomenal performer. The But the thing is, other than being a star performer, he even surrenders to the character that is given to him. I think Pushpa, you don't see him. You see Pushpa Raj in that in every frame, every second. I think the way he surrendered to that character and the way he performed was exceptional. I think that's why he won the national award for it also. And we are all excited about how the second sequel is going to be, how his rise is going to be. It's Pushpa the Rise, right?
जी.
So we're all excited and waiting for Pushpa second.
आपकी एक फिल्म है कांचे, यू नो, व्हिच इज कंसीडर्ड एज अमंग दोस टॉप 25 बेस्ट तेलुगु फिल्म्स में से. इस एज में आके गेटिंग इनटू दैट लिस्ट, हाउ प्राउडफुल इज दैट?
I didn't know about the list till you told me,
Yeah,
but I
it's
knew it
there.
was one of the really good films that have been made because it won a national award and all of that. I'm When I heard that film, I was very excited when I got that because I like it. See, back in 2016, it was an experiment to
जी,
do
हाँ.
something like that where the hero dies and all of that. It's not easy that in Telugu you don't usually see the protagonist die and all of that,
Right.
or date back. So I think the script was very well written by Krish, and when he told me, I knew that this was the film I wanted to do. I'm luckily, I see, the thing is, for an actor, your directors are your teachers, and for me to work with Shrikant Garu on my debut, or both directors like Krish, they taught me a lot about acting also. And I'm very glad that, but it's a beautifully made film. Even till date, I would say it's probably one of the best films that I've ever made. and I'm very proud of it
I
forever.
love that film. We got some fans questions. तो एक मैं बहुत सारे लेकिन एक ही कर रहा हूँ कि साई पल्लवी आपकी co-star रही है and she is doing
Right,
Ramayan with
right.
रणबीर और इसमें junior NTR भी है. Stated to
True.
be the biggest, yeah, presently it's stated as the
Okay.
biggest Indian film.
Right, right.
क्या?
No, I'm very excited. See, I grew up. I mean, my dad made sure I know I read my our stories. So he made sure that we read the Mahabharata, we read Ramayan, we understood all of this. So it was. I feel like any film or any emotion in this life is a bit slice of it is taken from Mahabharata and all these. And I'm very glad the movie based on Ramayan is happening, and which is again on an elaborate scale. I heard it's being made in 3 parts or something, right?
Yeah,
The thing is, it's tough to make Ramayana in a couple of hours or
true.
2.5 hours. I think that elaborate approach that they're taking, and they're taking cast from different industries. I think it's an amazing thing that people from different industries are coming together to make a massive project like Ramayana.
So thank you so much
Thanks,
and we
man.
wish you all the best for all your
Thank
future
you.
ventures.